Success begins with identifying a problem to solve. Success begins with separating yourselves from the pack. What manner of person are you? Why? Because you solved a problem that we couldn't solve. Influence is the capacity to cause other people to listen to you or to follow you. Anyone who wants to be successful must break the rules. We'll explain this in this session. Your failure in life or your lack of success in life is related to the fact that you obey the rules. I want to talk about these 10 keys or these 10 laws of success that I have used in my own life. And these keys or laws are immutable. They are also universal, and they can work anywhere in the world. These laws have no respect for your ethnic background, your pigmentation. They have no respect for your family upbringing or your culture, because laws are universal. They work for anyone if you learn them. Everybody wants to be successful, correct? Success is predictable. Failure is predictable. And the reason why success and failure are predictable is because everything was designed to function by laws. And laws make things predictable. Laws make life predictable. God created everything to succeed. If you want to be successful in life, don't try to be successful in life. People are failures because they try to be successful.
So many people listening right now, if you're complaining, like, look, if you're happy and you've got student loans and you've got mortgages and you work 2 jobs, but you're happy, good. The problem is there's so many millions of people just sitting around complaining, and then they go play Madden for 4 hours.
The chronic excuse maker. How do you stop making excuses? This is actually pretty simple. And I said it the other day, and you have to realize, you have to know, you have to accept that all your excuses are lies. Think about the things that you tell yourself, the lies you use to rationalize taking the easy road. Taking the easy road and leaving discipline behind. Think about them.
Now, attitude diseases are just as bad as physical diseases, right? High blood pressure, heart trouble. I mean, a lot of things lace your chances to do well. So you've got to be careful. And attitude diseases are deadly. I mean, they'll destroy all the good things you start. A guy says to me one time, he says, if I had some extra time, I could make some extra money. I said, then forget it. There isn't any extra time. Hey, when the clock strikes 12 midnight, that about wraps it up, right? I mean, you can look around the gongs there for a little more, but it's over.
Some of the laziest people in the world are Christians. And somehow their Christianity makes them lazy. They want God to do magic. These people are wicked. Successful people didn't try to be successful. They simply followed some laws. In other words, success is a result of obedience to laws. Success is a byproduct of an activity that you are involved in.
Very important.
The truth will set you free. The truth will stand, and the truth will deliver you from procrastination and laziness and the downward spiral that comes with a lack of discipline. So then live the truth and go out and get it done.
See, before I understood, when it was winter, I used to wish it was summer. I didn't understand. When it was hard, I used to wish it was easy. I didn't know. And then Mr. Schoaf gave me a part of his very unique philosophy when he said, Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. That's the key. I used to blame the government. I mean, you can believe that or not. It was at the top of my list. I had a lecture second to none. The government. That was on my list. I used to blame taxes. Look what you got left after they take everything. And they expect you to do well. Prices, that one's easy, right? You walk into the supermarket with $20, come out with a little half bag. So I had that on the list. I used to blame the weather. I blamed the traffic. I used to blame my car. I blamed the manufacturers. I used to blame the company. I blamed company policy. I used to blame the training program. I blame my negative relatives. They were always putting me down. I blame my cynical neighbors. They're just selfish, looking out for themselves. Won't loan you money? They were on my list. I used to blame the economy. I blamed the community. That's a pretty good list for not doing well, isn't it? I thought it was good. I'll never forget one day, Mr. Schoaf was very kind, but he was also very blunt. And this was no exception. And I'm glad he was blunt. There's a lot of things I'd have missed if he hadn't have been blunt. One day, with sort of a curious look on his face, he said, "Jim, just out of curiosity, tell me, how come you haven't done well up until now?" Excellent question. I thought, well, so I won't look too bad, I'll go through my list. And this list I just gave you, I put that on him. And he was very patient. He let me go through the whole thing, the government, the weather. I went through this whole thing. When I finished, he looked my list over very carefully. He said, "Mr. Rohn, big problem with your list. You ain't on it." When I went to work for him a few months later, I learned very quickly to tear up my list, reasons for not doing well, and I threw it away. And I got me a fresh piece of paper. And I put one word on it. Me.
Success is not up to God. It's up to you. If you don't know the keys, God can't help you. Success has more to do with moving in the right direction than coming to a destination. When you obey laws, you bring order to your life. If you're going to be successful, you have to break tradition. Successful people always break the rules. The reason why people fail is because they don't know the laws. And therefore, all relationships are products of law. How you relate to life depends on the laws that you're supposed to obey. Law is the key to success and prosperity. So coming to a class like this is one thing. Understanding what I'm saying is another thing. But leaving here, what you do with it, is totally up to you. And wisdom is application. So laws and principles are more important than power. When a person knows the laws, they have power. When you learn the laws, you can demand your own value. Your car breaks down, the mechanic knows the law. The mechanic says, "Look, $300. He says, "I don't care, you argue. You want car work? I know laws. So it's $300. See, when you know laws, you can demand your own value.
The main reason people don't have drive is because it was removed in the process of childhood. So the school system and parents that shut down kids, they don't foster curiosity. If it was killed and you find yourself procrastinating, you don't have that drive, you can't get out of bed, the best short-term remedy is switch who you hang out with. That'll jumpstart you a little bit.
Today's the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do.